Hello, it's FRA ELITE45 Lawrence here, back with another video, and this is a settings video today. And yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much go through my settings today, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So as we go into settings now, assists, we have it all on off because I don't want to I don't want to race assists. Depends what you want to race with. If you're less experienced, obviously, you're gonna put some assists on if you want to use maybe professional experience, whatever you want. If you're more of an experienced player who is more serious in the game, then turn it off. Just turn it off. And now into the time control settings, I have it all off as well because I don't really like having a ghost or my ghost or the rival's ghost because I just find it a bit distracting. Personal preference really depends what you want to do. Rules and flags don't matter. It's time trial. You usually have it strict anyway. Simulation settings don't matter. Camera options. Minus 12, minus 12, minus 12, 14, 10, 20, and 00. I use this camera set for all cars, not just a Mercedes. Yeah, pretty cool. So it looks like. I think you've seen them before. But yeah, personally, these settings are perfect for me. And I like them a lot, as I did notice from last game the seats got moved further back in pretty much all cars. Like when I first drove the McLaren, it was very odd because it was very far back compared to what I'm used to. So yeah, I had to kind of put it a bit forward. On-screen display obviously on. Don't really care about this because I don't use cockpit cam anyway. So whatever you want to use for that, it's personal preference. I haven't tried it, so I can't really give you an answer on that one. KPH. I am from the UK. I do use miles per hour, but I notice because it's quite everyone that I race with is European most likely, and we just gotta get used to KPH because yeah, that's what everyone's used to. And then degrees Celsius. Who's going to use Fahrenheit unless you're American? Whatever you want to use, it's just all personal preference at the end of the day. Full track map, I recommend you do use this because you get to see the whole track in detail. So you can see if someone boxes maybe at the back of the train or maybe he's going long. Have you already boxed? Who's staying out? Very useful. Delta time, I like it on. Some people don't like it on. Yeah, I prefer it on. Proximity arrows, of course, got to be on because you just get to see what the guy is doing behind without seeing him, which is just the extra bit nice. Driver tags, we had that off. I always play around with it, on and off, because sometimes it can be a bit distracting with driver tags above them, with their name above their head. But I think, sometimes it can be useful at the same time. Because you can see what the driver's name is. Depends, personal preference once again. Just play around with it. Start lights, of course, got to be on. Otherwise, you are looking at. You're gonna be finding it hard to look at the start lights if you're at the back of the grid. But yeah, always got to keep this on because unless you want it off for the realism. But if you like me, I'd keep it on. Virtual rear mirror, again, personal preference. I prefer it because I get to have another. It's a bit more. What's it called? It's a bit more just useful, and it's just nice to have it there, because you obviously you get to see on the top where the guy is behind you without having to press the button all the time and then losing your vision from front of you. So I really like the virtual mirror. It's just nice to have it. Permanent session timer, I always like to have it on, because I just get to see how much time's left in the session when I'm doing a coil lap, which is useful in the grissom and stuff like that. And I don't know what that is, so don't recommend putting that on. OSD, that's my OSD. Yeah, just copy it if you want. I like my delta at the middle because it's a bit more like iRacing. I kind of got this from because I just like it right there. I can see it instead of having to look at the top right. If you've ever watched me, you can see me. My eyes are like bulging out of that side of my head, looking at the top right. So, yeah, I prefer in the middle. Pistol preference once again. I might change where the safety car thing is, like this little thing here, because sometimes I can't see the rearview mirror. But yeah, this is what I like, OSD. Now we're gonna go into the controls, vibration, and force feedback settings. Generic settings, we are using obviously default trigger vibration. That's for controls and stuff. I don't really care about that. Overtake EOS mode on hold. I've said this a few times if you've seen my previous settings videos. Used hold on 21 because there used to be a glitch on toggle, so I just used hold, and hold just feels a bit nicer and it's more convenient because you get to hold it, and then as soon as you don't want to use it, you stop holding it, which is a bit more ideal, I think. Or once again, pistol preference. Adaptive triggers depends what wheel you have, obviously. If your wheel has vibration motors inside the wheel like mine does, then I like it on strong because it just gives me that little extra bit of immersion. And yeah, Logitech True Force Intensity, I don't really know, so it's just for people who Logitech wheels. Now we go on to the settings. Let's go on calibration first. I have my steering wheel at 100. Yeah. And then I have my throttle saturation on 4, because I do notice when I get to the end of my throttle input, the thing does like to cut off a little bit, so it's like doesn't want to go 100% throttle, so it can be yeah, it can cost me lap time because my throttle's not 100%, so I turn it down when it glitches, so even when it glitches it doesn't change anything too much. And then dead zone, brick dead zone I have on 10 because nothing wrong with the brake pedal itself, it's just I press it by accident, by force, by accident, so yeah, I always like to run a bit of dead zone on my brake, just so, excuse me, just so I don't accidentally press the brake pedal in the middle of a straight, because brake pedals are very sensitive, so I always keep a little bit of dead zone on it. As we go into the vibration force feedback settings, 70 force feedback strength. Bear in mind this is a DD1, so yes, it's very high at FFP. I do like it very high. Depends, obviously, this is a very this is a very different setting probably to you because you might not have a DD1. So obviously, again, play around with it. This is, I'd say, around 18, you're peaking 19, 18 newton meters with 70, especially with the stuff from my wheelbase. So yeah, pit stop effects I don't really know. I haven't done a pit stop in this game. I've just kept it on 50. One wheel damper, 400 maximum wheel rotation. I don't, again, haven't played around with it. The game's new, so yeah, still need some time to play around it. And then, actually, let me quickly just change this. So this is all my settings, all my buttons and stuff. You can copy it if you want. I'm just gonna keep scrolling down. And then I have a few other buttons, and that's it. I'll just let you copy those. And now, going to the graphics settings. I have 100 gamma adjustment, motion blur strength on 0, steering animation on. I like steering animation. I remember James Bond way back in 2019, I think, didn't run the steering animation. Looks a bit weird on my part, and it's nice to excuse me. It's nice to know when you go for lock on the game as well, because sometimes you might run a bit less wheel rotation, and you go in about maybe around this much wheel lock in real life, and you might be already full locking. You don't know it, so yeah, it's always nice to have it there. Video mode, we'll go on to that first. Let me just do this. Custom, well, I've got my graphics on high setting, because that's what they use in esports. And then I've turned the ray tracing quality on medium. I've lowered that, and then particles are off because particles can be very annoying, to say the least. Video mode, again, depending what graphics card you have, depending on anything, I just run mine. Obviously got the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, 1440p monitor, full screen of course. Like to use this aspect ratio because every time I'm streaming, if I use auto, then it will mess my stream up, and the screen, well, the captured on stuff on my screen will be just like it'd be like the same width as my camera, so yeah, it's very small and it will not look right on the stream. And yeah, you can see VSync. I don't really know what it does, so I just have it off. VSync into Val, I don't know. 144 FPS, just got to run the max FPS on the monitor. And then frame rate at 60, I think 60 is still better. The same game engine as last year, so I'd expect it to be the same. Obviously, I don't really know yet, so output monitor, I've got 3 screens, so depending on how many screens you have, just make sure it's on your middle screen. And then I have this filtering of 16x, anti-aliasing, TAA, and Fidelity FX, sharpening. Just have that one. And then I haven't really changed the sharpness of the anti-aliasing. I haven't really bothered changing too much of it, to be honest. All fine as it is. And then audio settings. I have my master volume 6 because I did notice on this game, the volume can be quite high. So I do like my volume a little bit lower. I'm probably one of the people who like their volume a bit quieter. And it's just nice. I can hear the call around me and stuff if I'm in a call with people. And yep, see, music's on 8. I do like listening to the music in game. I know a lot of drivers don't like listening to the music, but I do. So I just keep that on. And other cars I like that on 4 just so I can hear my own car instead. I don't really think I need to hear the other cars. Onboard mix, make sure it's on broadcast, because if you're on driver, the sound won't be great. So keep that on broadcast. And then, yeah, I should turn subtitles off. And there. This is what it's like. My thing, I haven't really changed too much of it, so, yep. Now we go on to accessibility options. No clue what this is. So whatever you want to do, eye tracking doesn't matter. Music, I don't have that on the soundtrack. I just have that on theme. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Those are my settings, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.